tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning, everybody. Nope. Something is up with Facebook. Either that or it's my internet. Maybe it's time for to do a hard reset on my internet. Supposed to do I was going to do a podcast with a guy named Matthew. He runs Sober Dads. But putting down my dog yesterday, I just wasn't able to do it. He had a death in the family too, so maybe it's just not the best week. So if you could throw some prayers out, his name is Matthew. It's not my story to tell, but that would be awesome because he's going through a hard time. So that would be cool. If praying for people runs you off, then I'm glad you left. So I'm at a point where people are either going to help or they're not. You know, I put out a thing yesterday. We finally have a chance to speak. Nobody's saying anything. And I'm going to tell you, that irritates the fuck out of me. It does. It irritates the fuck out of me. You know, when we're bitching and moaning and people have their opinions, it's all nice and great when we're together. But when I ask you, why are we so quiet? Why are we so quiet? We got to make a stand. If we don't make a stand, kiss it goodbye, man. I don't know why people will not listen to me on it. All right. Bodily and mentally different. Bodily and mentally different. And this swings both ways. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I'm going to be your host. I went from 4 to 3. If you're here, please say hello, whether watching the live or the rewatch. We are bodily and mentally different. But it also can put us in positions where we can make change. See, we're not just bodily and mentally different when it comes to the sense of alcohol. We're bodily and mentally different in the fact that we can help other people and we can help whole communities. We are the one person that can make a difference. Hey. Hi, Ingrid. It is good to see you. It's good to see you. So, I'm going to be reading from more about alcoholism. I'm going to start on page 30. I'll probably be skipping through like I usually do. I don't have much of a plan. I just needed a topic. And I do not have a brain yet today. I still feel hungover from crying yesterday. And I broke down again a little bit this morning when I didn't have my dog to take out. So it's weird. She's usually right there. Actually, this is the first time. This will be the first time I've done a live without her. Fuck. All right. Let me grab some tissue real quick. I sprung a leak. All right. I'm sorry. I know you guys are like, yeah, it's okay, Dion, but all right. I just feel like I've been over emotional for weeks, and I'm sure everybody's kind of tired of it. Chapter 3, more about alcoholism. Most of us have been unwilling to admit we're a real alcoholic. It's a hard part in AA, but we're going to run across people that just aren't willing to do the work. They aren't willing to do the work. They will tell you AA doesn't work for me. That's what they will say. You know, Dion, AA, it just doesn't work for me. Well, what is it about it that doesn't work for you? And you're not going to be, the answer you're going to get is God. But that's not the honest truth. The honest truth is I'm unwilling to do the work. That is what they're saying. I don't want to put in the work to do that. And guess what? That's their choice. That's their choice. And sometimes you're going to have to let them have it. Right? Yeah. I was working detox back in the 90s, and this guy, he used to like to pull that out on me. We'll call him John. I don't remember his name. But I'd be like, so John, here we are again. I know you're unwilling, so I'm just going to go ahead and push you out of detox. I understand that you're unwilling, but I need you to work with me a little bit here, John, because you're wasting my time. See, I'm here to help people. That's my job. And you keep popping up here and wasting my time. I don't want to see you again. Unless you're willing to do something about it. And he says, well, I promise I won't be back. I said, you know what? If you're back here within 1 week, you're going to treatment. Is that fair? So you can stop wasting my time? Can you agree to that, John? He said, yes. So I made him write a contract and sign it. When he came back, I pulled it out of his file and I said, guess where you're going? And he went. That contract had no legal obligation. None. It was a trick that I used from my stepfather. It was a trick I used. Yeah. See, this is the difference between an alcoholic and a normie. We can help when no one else can. No person likes to think he is bodily and mentally different from his fellows. Well, I hope that works out very, very soon for you, Ingrid. So, when we talk about, okay, let's just go ahead. Therefore, it is not surprising that our drinking careers have been characterized by countless vain attempts to prove we could drink like other people. The idea that somehow, someday, he will control and enjoy his drinking is a great obsession of every abnormal drinking. The persistence of this illusion is astonishing. Many pursue it into the gates of insanity or death. Now, there are actually a couple people here who didn't do that. I don't think that it's the alcohol that I'm trying to fit in with. I think it's just I'm trying to fit in. I'm not just bodily and mentally different from my fellows when it comes to alcohol. I am bodily and mentally different from my fellows, which also includes many people in AA. But what I have done is I have found the people in AA who are like me. You attract what you are. I'm slightly crazy. I'm okay with that. I don't mind. I'm okay with that. I've accepted that. I know that I have mental illnesses. So what? I'm still Dion. I'm still Dion. Here's the thing. I didn't know who Dion was. How was I going to be able to put the actual Dion on display when I didn't even know who he was? When I didn't understand him, on how he ticked, on why he did the things that he did. We learned that we had to fully concede to our innermost selves that we were alcoholics. This was the first step in recovery. The delusion that we are like other people, or presently maybe, has to be smashed. I know I'm supposed to be talking right now, but I just want to go back to bed. All right. To be gravely affected, one does not necessarily have to drink a long time, nor take the quantities some of us have. This is particularly true of women. All right. Alcohol tends to take women down faster, tends to. I've also met some women who buried several men in their drink, Okay. I've met women who could outdrink me. Yep, you bet. Okay. It's not a competition, but yeah. Women tend to, that's why when women come in, they usually tend to be a little bit younger because alcohol takes them, it works differently and it's quicker. Not only that, but I think women they tend to see the emotional side a little bit quicker than men. And since AA's kind of become an emotional sobriety kind of thing, I don't know if anybody else has noticed this, but there are a lot more women in the program. Okay. Now I've been around, so I've noticed this. It's starting to get like, before I go to a meeting and it'd be a bunch of men and a woman. Now I go to meetings and like on Thursdays, it's a bunch of women and me. Right? I'm going to tell you something. I'm a male who shares his feelings. So therefore, I attract women between the ages of like 25 to 50. That is my biggest audience, women. Okay. Not surprising. Not surprising. Potential female alcoholics often turn into the real thing and are gone beyond recall in a few years. Yeah, it also takes them quicker, it's hard. That's why you'll see a 24-year-old young girl who looks like she's in her mid-30s because she's been drinking. Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking back about this one person that we had in detox, and her pimp was not a very good man. It was a very dangerous situation. All right. Who are greatly insulted. Oh, certain drinkers who would be greatly insulted if called alcoholics are astonished at their inability to stop. All right, we cannot. Even as a person, I might be able to think in my head, oh, that person's probably got the bug, or that person might be an alcoholic, but I cannot deem that person an alcoholic. Only that person can. And this goes with acceptance. Before that, you know what it is? Name calling. It's name calling. You're an alcoholic. Fuck you. Call me a name. You're drunk. That's why I won't do AUD, alcohol use disorder. Okay. Disorder. I don't want a disorder now. I'm okay. I'm okay with a mental illness. I'm okay with being called an alcoholic. I would rather be called a drunk. I would rather be called a hopeless, soppy, fucking drunk than alcohol use disorder. In fact, when I say it, I just want to throw up. So I won't do that because sometimes it makes other people. We are familiar with the symptoms, see large number of potential alcoholics among young people everywhere, but try and get them to see it. Well, I'll tell you what, when I ended up on Skid Row at 18, I fucking saw it. I fucking saw it. There wasn't anybody there. I was alone. And if you think I didn't see my alcoholism and the consequences of my actions, you would be very wrong. I knew exactly why I was on Skid Row. It had been pounded into my head since I was 14. So as we look back, we feel we had gone on drinking many years beyond the point where we could quit on our own willpower. If anyone questions whether he has entered this dangerous area, let him try leaving liquor alone for 1 year. Now, if you go, you're an alcoholic. Okay. If you cannot go more than 1 year, you might be an alcoholic. I always thought it'd be fun to do the Jeff Foxy word, Jeff, and then take what we did. Yeah. If you've ever woken up in a bathtub that was not your own, you might be an alcoholic. If you've ever woken up soaked in your own urine, you might be an alcoholic. If he is a real alcoholic and very far advanced, there is a scat chance of success. In the early days of our drinking, we occasionally remained sober for a year or more. Some of us have done it, becoming serious drinkers again later. Though you may be able to stop for a considerable period, you may yet be a potential alcoholic. We think few to whom this book will appeal can stay dry anything like a year. Some will get the drunk the day after making their resolutions, most of them within a few weeks. Not me, minutes. About 20 minutes. And I was headed to the liquor store. Whenever Dion made the decision to quit drinking, the obsession became tenfold. I don't know why, but it did. Even now, when I think about it, tenfold. Now, the same happens when I do good things. It does. I get things back tenfold. Hi, Michelle. Good to see you. Our behavior is absurd and incomprehensible with respect to the first drink as that of an individual with, say, no, I don't like the jaywalking. Let's read Fred's story. No, Fred's story is quite long. How then? I'm gonna do bottom of page 34, and then I'm gonna wrap up so that people can get to their noon meetings too. You're welcome, Ingrid. I love you, honey. How then shall we help our readers determine to their own satisfaction whether they are one of us? The experiment of quitting for a period of time will be helpful, but we think we can render an even greater service to alcoholic sufferers and perhaps the medical fraternity. So we shall describe some of the mental states that precedes a relapse into drinking, for obviously this is the crux of the problem. What sort of thinking dominates an alcoholic who repeats time after time the desperate experiment of the first drink? Friends who have reasoned with him after a spree which has brought him to the point of divorce or bankruptcy are mystified when he walks directly into a saloon. Why does he? Of what is he thinking? So for me, and it doesn't matter what day it is. Doesn't matter what day it is. I could be on my most spiritually fit day, and I am without defense against the first drink until I sit down and say, God, keep me sober today. Until I do that with my day, I am without defense against the first drink. Okay? Every morning, I must be intentionally sober. I wake up with two solutions every morning: alcohol or God. For the last 7.5 years, God won. And that's the choice that I make every single morning, that I want to be sober that day. I make that intentional thought. Because without it, I'm up in the air for the day. Okay? And when I know my sobriety is secure and safe in the hands of a power greater than myself, it leaves me free to do God's will, to help other people, to get things done, even though other people will refuse to help me. It's other stuff. I'm trying to do this Survey Monkey thing now. So trust me, I get plenty of help. And I thank you, everybody that has been helping, especially you, Amber. Especially you. You've done a lot to help me lately. And I want you to know I appreciate it. I really do. The community appreciates it. And when we finally get it done and it's going, then you'll be able to sit back, take a look at it and say, it was worth every ounce of fucking effort that I put into it. It will. I promise you. I love you all. Enjoy your noon meeting. I love you. Peace out and have a day.